You're not bad at prompting, you're just answering the wrong question first. Every time you fire off a prompt and get back something that's technically correct and completely useless, that's not the model failing. That's you and the model working from two different pictures of what you actually wanted, and neither of you checked. I add one sentence to the end of maybe 50 prompts a day, same sentence every time, and it costs me 4 seconds, while it kills the entire rewrite loop. And I'll show you exactly what it does before I tell you what it is. My name is Mark and welcome to the AI Bureau. If you like practical techniques you can actually use and see working, do us a favor, tap that like button and hit subscribe. Our research team spent the week running this exact sentence through ChatGPT, Claude and Gemini, so you don't have to go testing it yourself. And where the evidence behind it is thin, I'll say so in the moment. So here's the roadmap. One bad prompt, the same prompt fix, and then the same sentence across all 3 tools. And the tool comparison is where the behavior splits hardest. So let's get into it. You already know the loop. You ask for something and you get back an answer that's technically correct and completely wrong for you. So you rewrite it, adding the bit you forgot. Closer, but you need to rewrite it again. And then you give up and fix it by hand, which is the exact job you were trying to hand over. That's not the model being thick, that's the gap between what you asked for and what you meant. And it compounds. One study across 15 frontier models found that when the detail arrives in pieces rather than upfront, performance drops by 25 to 39%. We couldn't confirm that paper's date, so treat the figure as directional. But the finding underneath it is what matters here. Models don't just guess wrong. They lock in on the guess and never go back. So here's a prompt a normal person actually types. Write an email to my landlord. That's the whole thing. And watch what happens. It has invented a leaky tap, but you never mentioned a tap. It picked a maintenance complaint out of nowhere, given you 4 paragraphs and you wanted only 2 lines, and decided your landlord is a dear sir or madam, rather than a bloke called Dave. Wrong subject, wrong length, and wrong tone. 4 assumptions, none of them yours, and all delivered with total confidence. So here's the sentence, and I think you should screenshot this bit. Before you answer, ask me any clarifying questions you need to give me the best possible response. Paste it on the end, don't reword it. Same prompt, same sentence attached, and nothing gets written. It asks you what the email actually is about and what your relationship with the landlord is like, how formal you want it and how long you want it to be. Your answer in about 15 seconds. The deposit, we get on fine, polite, and keep it short. And version 2 comes back fine. In about 6 lines, about the deposit, and in a tone you genuinely send. Same model, same prompt, 1 sentence. So why does that work? Not because the model suddenly understood you. It could already tell your prompt was vague. Recent 2026 research found all models correctly spot an ambiguous request. Then guess anyway when you ask them to do the job. And that's deliberate. OpenAI's own model spec tells its models to assume you want roughly what a reasonable person would want, and to avoid any unnecessary clarifying questions. In plain terms, guessing is a product decision. Asking me any clarifying questions you need to give me the best possible response overrules it. That's the entire mechanism. Now, before the 3-tool comparison, one quick thing. If those 4 seconds are already worth it to you, hit subscribe because we break down how to actually use this technology every single week. Now, right back to it. Same sentence, 3 tools, and they do not behave the same. Claude is the most disciplined. Paste before you answer. Ask me any clarifying questions you need to give me the best possible response. And it stops dead. Usually 3 to 5 questions grouped into scope, constraints, and format, and it writes nothing until you reply. ChatGPT, on the other hand, is a toss-up, normally 2 to 4 questions, but in its fastest mode, it hedges. It asks you the questions and hands you a guess draft in the same breath. Turn it to thinking mode, and it behaves a lot more like Claude. And here's the catch nobody warns you about. If your memory or your saved instructions say you like direct, get on with it answers, they quietly beat the sentence. Gemini is the eager one. It answers first, then bolts 1 or 2 broad questions onto the end of a finished reply. For a real pause, you have to be blunter. Don't answer yet, only ask. Now, that's the honest caveat. That's our own testing, and it's not an independent benchmark. And these are certainly tools that change monthly. 3 places it earns the most. 1, anything in your own voice, because your tone, audience, and length decide whether it's usable, and you never type any of them. 2, code and spreadsheets. On the clarified GPT coding benchmark, letting the model ask first took GPT-4's success rate from 71% up to 81%, and roughly 62% to 70% averaged across benchmarks. That's 1 paper and not an independent replication, so once again, this is directional. A wrong guess about a column reference doesn't look wrong, it just breaks later. 3. Research where the shape matters, because report, bullet, or slide outline are not the same job. Now, when to skip it? What year did the Titanic sink doesn't need an interview. Fix the spelling, translate the line, and convert this file. 1-line jobs with nowhere to go wrong. And if you've built it into anything automated with nobody sitting there, it doesn't slow the job down, it hangs things. So here's the part worth keeping. People treat prompting as a written problem, but it really isn't. It's a briefing problem, and a good brief gets questions back before anyone starts work. The 4 seconds you spend answering them replace the 4 rewrites you were going to do anyway. So, bringing it back, it stops Claude dead for 3 to 5 organized questions, gets at least 2 to 4 out of ChatGPT unless your saved instructions override it, and needs a firmer "don't answer yet" before Gemini will hold off. Here it is one final time. Before you answer, ask me any clarifying questions you need to give me the best possible response. So here's what I want in the comments. Use it on your very next prompt and tell me what the AI asked you back. Was it the audience, the length, the format, or something you'd never have thought to include? I read every single comment. And if this saved you a rewrite loop today, show that like button some love and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. This is Mark, signing off.